Welcome to part 4 of Diary of a Film, where I use my experiences as an independent film director and producer to help you get your first film off the ground. In this episode, we're going to talk about your bio. Okay, we're preparing a deck. You have a script, and you're making a fundraising deck, and you've written a one-line description, an elevator pitch of your script. You've also written a one-paragraph description and a three-paragraph description of your script to make up, the introduction to your deck. And now you have to put your bio in. Why is the bio so important? Well, without the bio, your potential investors and funders won't have any idea why they should give you any money, why they should believe in you, because ultimately it's their trust. When you're starting your career as a film director, people have to trust you. The crew, the actors, the funders, everybody along the line that works with you has to believe that you're the person that's going to get this film off the ground, that they should trust you. Okay, so should you have to go to film school? The answer is no. A lot of successful film directors didn't go to film school. If you look at Jean-Luc Godard, he was a film critic. Tarantino didn't go to film school. But you have to have some passion or some background that convinces people. Peter Greenaway, for example, the great British film director, he had a background as a painter, an artist, before he went into film. And then he became one of the greatest British directors of his era. But you have to convince people. You have to, maybe you're a guy that just flips burgers, but you love film and you watch Netflix every day. That maybe you went to film school, or maybe you worked on other people's films, as a co-director or something, or an actor, and you want to sort of go out and on a limb and try to see if you can get your own film off the ground. There are so many different ways that you can come to being a successful film director, but you have to convince people that you are the person that's going to do what you're going to say that you're going to do. And that's why the bio is so important. And when you're writing the bio, make sure that it's just a couple paragraphs at most, maybe a little background about where you're from, what university you went to. Maybe you didn't go to university. That's still okay. Just something about yourself as an introduction, and then get into why you have a passion and interest and experiences in film or something related that's relevant. And then finally, you could wrap it up with just a short sentence about, that's why, I'm the man or the woman to get this done. I've actually written a lot of recommendation letters for people, and I often just ask them, write everything about yourself and as if you're writing your own recommendation letter, and then I'll edit it. And I do find that most people have a tendency to kind of oversell themselves and say kind of grandiose, pompous things, and those always backfire. So when you're writing your bio, keep things factual. Yet you also want to be a little bit kind of alluring. Put a little bit of spice in there so that it's not just listing facts like a CV, because you don't want it to just look like a CV either. That's cold and calculating. You want it to have a little bit of charm, something slightly unique saying about yourself, so it's catchy. And this takes a lot of work, okay? So you have to write it over and over and over again and show it to friends before you're going to be good to go, okay? But it's so important, because one of the first questions anyone asks, and this is like as a writer sending query letters to literary agents, you have to write a good bio, because that's the first thing they're going to look at. Like, who is this schmo that just sent me this query letter, and should I even care? Nobody's going to care about you unless you can prove that you're worth their time, okay? And that's why the bio is so important. Anyway, Inbetween was also a novel. You can buy it in the links below on Amazon or anywhere else. I also have a new novel, The Orphean, that came out in September. It's very modernist. If you like Peter Handke, who won the Nobel Prize in 2019, or Kafka, this would be right up your alley. It's about a day in the life of a men's fashion and fragrance influencer on his way to meet his estranged daughter in a very Kafkaesque world. Anyway, thanks for listening, and next week we're talking about the budget. Ooh, okay. All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.